Currently, we've got, I think it's 14 vessels that are in the yard, and they range from anywhere from the largest vessels that are traversing the Great Lakes, which are 1,000-foot vessels, to some smaller tugs and actual passenger ferries that are 150 feet long. So it's a pretty large demonstration of what works on the Great Lakes. The winter fleet this year really started in earnest, so to speak, in really late November, as we had a number of large vessels, 1,000-footers, and actually some smaller freighters that required dry docking earlier in the year than they typically would. So we've been at the 5-year survey winter fleet type work for several months right now. And it's really a very typical year in terms of what the repairs are. There's some heavy steel work from slope replacements and hatch cover repairs and hatch cover replacements to engine overhauls and painting and all the above. It's a heavy year for the dry dock. We will have cycled, I think it's 7 or 8 vessels through the dry dock by the time this winter fleet is all over. So it's got a very cross mix of typical repair work. Well, our repair customers, and really all customers, but we're talking specifically about repair right now, have come to expect an emergent type response to any type of repair that they may have. That may be maybe less urgent when it comes to winter, but winter is only so long. So when our customers arrive, they expect us to be working 24/7. This business doesn't rest on a Saturday or a Sunday, or because the Packers happen to be playing in a Super Bowl. So this is a business that goes 24/7 around the clock, and our customers expect to react to it that way every hour, every minute, every day that a vessel is down. It's not hauling cargo up and down the Great Lakes. And this year in particular, product demand has been very heavy, and our customer base really needs to get tonnage hauled. So when the vessels come, they certainly expect us to be well prepared. They expect us to have all the facets of ship repair and the disciplines of maritime repair available for them in the quantities that they would need. And you know, that's a challenge, there's no doubt about it, but we've been doing that for a lot of years. We've certainly gained ourselves a reputation of being very responsive for those types of things, and I think that kind of helps make us what we are here today. Schedules are very volatile when it comes to these vessels because they can be affected by wind, they can be affected by ice, and they're affected sometimes in 2 ways, where you plan for a vessel that may have been delayed because of the ice or something else and gets here 3 or 4 days later, or you may have planned for something a week or week and a half from now, and because of a breakdown on the loading dock or whatever else it may have been, they end up coming 4 or 5 days early. So you need to be very fluid in regard to how you can take your manpower and apply it, and again, that's the kind of thing that came to be expected in this industry. Well, we have a committed team. We've got folks that have been in this business for a lot of years. We have all disciplines of shipbuilding yet in our yard, in our facility, that are employed by us, which is somewhat indifferent to how the maritime industry has gone across the country. But we've certainly got our carpenters, our machinists, we've got our welders, we've got our steel fitters, our material handlers, and all that type of stuff. And they all orchestrate very well by our middle management and our management group and our leaders, to really pull together and get work done. And it is almost like an orchestra. You need to chime in the right instrument at the right time to create the result and the timing that you're looking for. And there's times when that goes better than others, but I think generally speaking, I think we satisfy the need of the customer by having that group well orchestrated and having had worked together for a lot of years in the past. I think it's the experience level. I think it's the facility. Those two things together make us, I think, a bit different than maybe traditional shipyards in this country. There's a lot of Midwestern values that are up here that are near and dear to my heart, and I think near and dear to many customers that have visited our yard and went away with an impression and hopefully it was positive. That's some of the feedback certainly that we hear. Our location is our location. Obviously, it's Great Lakes based, and we've got customers all over the country. And regardless of being Sturgeon Bay, Wisconsin, there's very good products that we put out that operate in the Gulf of Mexico and operate on the East Coast that we're very proud of. And I think for anybody that hasn't had a chance to experience what it is that we do out here do in Wisconsin and Sturgeon Bay in particular for the maritime industry, I think give us a chance, and I think you'll be impressed, and I think it'll lead to a long-term relationship if you hadn't tried us.